Hello everyone, this is Reja-e Busailah with a poem, a new poem. Actually the poem is not mine, it is a free translation of a poem which is supposed to have been composed by Awad. Awad, who was a fighter, a Palestinian fighter during the 1936 rebellion, and who was captured and hanged by the British. Let us be careful though, because it is really, it is not certain that that there was a real Awad. Very likely there was one, according to many references, but it doesn't matter. The poem was composed during the night when at dawn, of course, Awad was to be hanged by the British. The poem was composed and it was found etched on the wall that morning. Awad, in his poem, of course, says that the British had already hanged two of his brothers, younger brothers. They had hanged them. And now the British did hang many in Palestine alone. They hanged during that their revolution. They hanged 112 persons, and they killed over 5,000. Now, this is a lot when we consider that the Palestinians did hardly number more than 1 million people. So that's, the percentage is pretty high. But then the British didn't care about that. They hanged, I'm sure, many in India, in Australia, in Ireland, and here in North America too. So, but let's go to the poem. The poem is very simple. It's written by somebody who perhaps hardly knew anything about poetry. We perhaps made it into a poem, and that's why I call it a free translation, the way I did it. Here is the poem. Awad, a free translation. Let night tarry a little until the prisoner tells his grief, for hanging he shall swing in the breezes on the flutter of dawn's wings. Let not night come to an end before I recount my sorrows, night, the forgetful witness to my dark hours, to the shattering of the cup of communion. I cry not for fear of dying, but for fear for my country and for a bunch of chicks in a house forlorn and hungry. Ah, who will feed them when they have already hanged my two young brothers? My wife, oh, how I dread the days which await her. Woe to me and to her little ones. If only I had left her the bracelets she wore on her arm when, in obedience to the call of struggle, I sold them to buy arms. Disgrace to the monarchs on whom we counted. Their crowns are not fit to sole our boots. Alone must we now defend our country. Alone must we dress her wounds. The reference to the monarchs is very important here because really this is the betrayal, shall we say, the betrayal of the Arab leadership, the governments especially, the Arab leadership, which insisted that the rebellion be stopped and faith be restored in the British. The British politicians and governments are well known for keeping no faith, and they did not in this case. 112 men were hanged by the British and 5,000 were killed. That's enough to tell a lot, I think. But as I said, the poem is not really a great poem artistically, but it is moving, and it is in the memory of many, many Palestinians, and I think it will remain so forever, I hope. Well, that's enough of this, and let me thank you very much. I hope you will enjoy the poem, and I hope you will be kind enough to give me some comments. Bye.